Previously, on Junior Adventurers League. After destroying the Archlich Al-Razim, activating their rope trick, crashing a party of evildoers, and turning the tide in the battle between the professors and the villains, our adolescent heroes have survived their final exam. 3 weeks have passed. One by one, the Junior Adventurers League are summoned back to the Gygaxian School of Future Adventurers to hear their judgment rendered. The only questions that remain: did they pass? And how much trouble are they actually in? The adventure begins on the 35th of Green Growth, year 559 of Kairosha's Fourth Age. This is episode 36, Dig Your Grade.
Hello, my name is Kate, and I am playing Jrmi, the white-haired halfling bard. And I think after everything that happened down in the dungeon, she probably went home and saw her family and didn't tell them anything. Was just like, it was fine, but clearly has not been normal.
Deep denial.
Has not been normal or okay, and is just hoping they don't ask about it ever. She probably, if Oda was around, which he probably wasn't, but she would avoid him or hope to not see him because she'd know that he would ask.
Right. Maybe he came home once during that period. And you were conspicuous.
Yeah, I went and I hid in the woods or something. I was like, I'm just gonna get out.
He was put up Liam's tiny hut constantly.
Really busy today, and you're just sitting.
Don't get in my room. And yeah.
So are you talking a lot, or is it shell shock? Because I'm imagining like breakfast and all the halflings are running around and you're just staring at your waffle or whatever, right?
It's a mix between it. I'm not so obviously fucked up that people are like, what?
Right, yeah.
But I'm not. Something has changed.
Yeah. Something is different, and something was different when you died, but it wasn't this bad, right?
Because those
it was totally different.
My whole character thing is about consequences. I don't understand the consequences of stuff, but now I do.
I get it now.
Because it affected
right.
my party.
And then you guys are playing characters too. We're done. Let's talk more about Jrmi and Jrmi's
So I've been thinking
emotions.
a lot about.
Hey guys, I'm Heather. I play Valqwyn, a half-drow fighter. And I'm thinking for these past 3 weeks, she probably 2 or 3 days after they got done out of the dungeon, she went back with her father's mercenary group and kind of started embracing her swordmaster title and just went on some rampages with them.
Oh yeah,
just to annihilate things. Just I gotta get it all. Hardly sleeping, just amped up all the time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you're taking mercenary contracts and cutting people up, right? It's Crimson Marauders. Is that the name of the group? Yeah, yeah. And I like the idea too that it's all intercut. So it's Jrmi sitting in the woods, feeling nervous, then cuts to Val just spattered in blood,
just slow-mo blood splattering in front of the face, just heads rolling,
hacking her way through people. And the rest of the mercenaries are kind of
they just
this was a peace treaty
still fighting.
We don't.
Just jumping on the shields and just rampaging.
Yeah.
You get fighting.
Insane. Achilles type shit, for sure. Okay, cool.
Oh.
That's very in character. Who do we have last?
I'm Cody Bushee, and I play Theodûir. So I have a question for you really quick. What's the vibe around the school? Is there any rumors about what happened, or is there
yeah, I think there are quite a few rumors, but I think it's all the kids were told, they're probably given an assembly right before you guys came back. They're coming back now, and the matter's still kind of up in the air, so don't say anything. So there's kind of like an air of mystery around you guys that people will stare at you, but if you try to approach them, they'll kind of and find reasons to not talk to you. You're kind of shunned a little bit, not in a no one talk to him, but no one wants to engage you, or if they do engage you, it's very Jrmi was talking about. It's very overly normal, just just doing this, haha. No one wants to address.
Bought a new succulent today. I don't know.
Yeah. So Theodûir is definitely soaking in that a little bit, enjoying the
right.
Yeah,
everyone does name my name.
Yeah, because now for sure everyone knows who he is for sure.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Finally,
your character goal.
But I think as soon as he enters his dorm hall, it's he breaks down in tears.
Yeah.
And he's it's a little overwhelming too.
Aww.
Yeah, for sure. And then we cut to Reg Malford swan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay, little buddy.
He's the only one that
I can
knows.
pretend not to know
I'm
who
so
you
glad
are.
you're safe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. But you're all cool and like brash in the hallway, right? Swaggering around, but in private.
Swagger on the
When it comes
streets.
down.
Yeah. He's like
Right.
having flashback images of
Break down
petrified
your
items looking at him. Like,
Yeah. Anything, like all the gargoyles are like way too much.
like
for
he
you
thinks
in the
they're
school.
there, but like, they're not even really there, you know? Yeah.
Oh god. Right. Yeah. Horrifying. So it's been 3 weeks, and before you guys are summoned back to the school, and it should be noted that during that time, none of you have seen Moss. So it kind of reminds you of that early stage right before the test when he was kind of MIA. Similarly, he got sort of pulled away by Professor Barkwood and hasn't been seen since. Great, but you guys are all summoned back to the school. Theodûir, it sounds like you've been there the whole time, but the two of you guys are pulled back. Not very far, obviously, from you, Jrmi, but maybe they have to, like, do ascending and teleport you in, Val, from some far-flung country where you're off
The
murdering
letter
people.
falls as I'm on
Yeah.
top of like a mountain of skulls, just like, what the? Oh,
Yeah,
Mountain
Oh.
skulls.
yeah, right,
Just
exactly.
Sparta forever.
Mountain of skulls, because like the work that would take too. That like you had to like cleanse all the
Yeah.
skulls and like put them
Yeah.
on the mountain and then clean them. Maybe you're fighting skeletons. But you guys are all summoned back, and then you're sort of welcomed into the school and then sent to the adjudication chamber, the chamber of adjudication, which is this big scary room at the end of one of these long hallways that has the portraits of like all of the adventurers who have passed the test, right? And you guys are like walking down this hallway towards it. It's still just the three of you, and there's no sign of Moss. And you come to this huge doorway that's like all graven and carved with the designs of the four buses coming around my apartment. Designed with the images of the four adventurers who founded the school, and like the image of Gygax like kind of looming over all of them, which you now look at and see how sinister it looks. You're like, oh, I didn't really think about
he seemed like a
how
powerful
horrifying
being, and
and
now
scary. Yeah. And then as you guys kind of approach, a little hatch on the door kind of opens, and you see a familiar like square of face. Spectacles, a nose, and a bushy mustache. Oh, you're here. I'll let you in. You recognize Professor Karel Bush. What is it? It's the professor of like history, mathematics, geometry.
Yeah.
It's like 15 different topics, like their theoretical and practical application. And he will like unlock the door and
Normal
let you
school.
in.
He just reminds me of like the Father Mouse in Great Mouse Detective. Like that's just who I picture. Like the toy maker.
Oh.
cute.
I've waited
Yeah,
for such a
can't
long
picture
time.
it,
I went back and rewatched that episode to get a beat on him, and you described him as being played by Wallace Shawn, who's Vizzini in
Yeah,
Princess
yes.
Bride, right? So like
Yes.
short and bald, except with a
Yeah,
mustache
also
and
true.
glasses.
Yeah.
So he opens the door, and you guys come into this chamber. And rather than him standing there at the door, he's somehow like he's nowhere in sight immediately. But it's this big, like opulent, grand-looking chamber. It's circular, and it has like sort of like in a cartoon when they go to see a judge, like a character goes to see a judge, and they're on one of those like really, really tall desks that like looks down. It's one of those. It's like this really like kind of dark wood chamber, and it's these big desks that kind of encircle the middle of the room. But there's only one like light on. You can see that there's a spotlight, I guess, some kind of magical light that comes down on one of these desks. And you don't see anyone as you first come in. There's a big carpet on the floor, like a big rug, and a couple of side tables that have candelabra on them that are burning. Up above, there's a big chandelier. You kind of step into this big chamber, and you're tiny and it's huge. And you're like looking around. What do you guys do?
Perception check to see
Yeah,
anything.
yep.
Yeah, sure.
Nope. 5. I'm scared.
Mod 20.
Yeah.
Scared and intimidated.
13.
Okay, great. So you can't see anything immediately, either of the two of you, but you can see that like obviously the spotlight is on the one desk. Val, you can hear like someone like climbing a set of stairs kind of hurriedly, and then he like appears behind the desk, like he just had to like open the door and like up the stairs to get into position. And so now there he is, and he's like looking down at you through his sort of pinch nose glasses. Junior adventurers, I'm glad that you're here. We have a lot to get through. If you look, and he points over to a table, kind of where some of those candelabra are, and there is a stack of paper over there. If you want to grab one of those sheets over there to keep score. What do you guys
I will definitely grab a sheet as well.
I will grab a sheet.
Yes.
Cool. So you can grab one and the piece of parchment, and it's like broken up. It's basically like a rubric or kind of a scorecard, and it's broken up into all different kinds of categories and like point allocations and things like that. You maybe do an investigation check to kind of peruse it and get a sense of what it says on there. If you want to. Like, the minute you pick it up, you're like, oh, God. Like,
15.
It's instantly
It's
like,
work.
oh, no.
17.
One of these.
17.
It's work.
It's homework.
17. Okay, cool. Yeah, looking at some of the headings on this sheet, you can see it looks very, like, stuffy and accounting. What is the adjective for accounting? I don't know. Accountable.
Sure.
But all the headings are, like, things like Chimera, Displacer Beast, Manticore, right? Like, the Hall of 12 Monsters, Gorgon, Mimic. It's, like, breaking
What we
down
thought.
basically everything that's in the Hall of 12 Monsters, and it has, like, various different ratings and how many points each thing is worth. And he sort of looks at you and says, well, we're going to go through this right now. We're going to allocate, if you have the correct number of points needed in order to graduate the Gygaxian School of Future Adventurers. Now, this is how this works. Normally, we have 4 party members that are sent to a final exam, but in this case, we only have 3. But we did send Moss with you, although he was not at his full capacity. So I have special dispensation from the rest of the professors. You require 350 points in order to pass. That's 100 points for each of you, and 50 points for Moss. He is not in his
Full state.
how do we say full state.
I forgot
Yes,
to
thank
ask
you.
about Moss, too. But, yeah.
You mean you can certainly ask about him if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like it's all about me right
I
now.
actually don't care. So remember, you need 350 points. So if you want to keep track on your sheets down there, we can go through this. So the first category is the Chimerical Chamber, the Hall of the Chimera. Now, the first challenge was to open the Chimerical door. Out of 25 available points, you got 20 points. There was a 1 violation for time. It took you a little bit longer than it should have to get through that door. But that's still... and one thing I should say as we come out here, almost no one gets a perfect score. Almost no one. So do not take any of these infractions or violations or whatever as demerits or penalties or anything like that. It's just your children, you're learning. Obviously, there's an ample number of points. If you got a perfect score on everything, you would be far and above what you needed. So expect some constructive criticism.
Can I do an
if
insight
that
check
makes
to
sense.
see if he's talking about a perfect score belonging to Odo?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I'm mod 20.
Yes. He looks at you
Yeah,
as
right.
he says it the entire time.
Almost
Almost no one.
But someone. I think we got some major bonus points, y'all.
That's entirely possible. In order to defeat the Chimera, out of 25 available points, you got 20 points, as you had 1 unconsciousness violation, as Moss was not
Oh, God,
unconscious.
yeah, we're gonna get a
during
lot
the
of-
battle.
Have you been keeping score this entire time, Timothy, or did you have to go back and do research?
Did you go watch us all?
Oh, no, I'm
Aw.
sorry.
Wow.
That's a lot
Did
of
you just
work.
miss
It's
us
okay.
this week and get to see our faces all the time?
Yeah, it was kind of fun. It was sort of cute this week. I got to go back and rewatch it all. Yeah, but I like put it on. I was doing other work, and I would put on an episode, and I would put it on YouTube. You could do up to 2 times as fast. So I put it on in the background and like let it just go through. I'm like, oh wait, hold on. Okay, they're in combat. Who went down? Oh, okay, it was Monster.
Monster.
Got it. Okay, and then I'd like go back to doing other work. And then when I had to slow it down, it was really funny because then it suddenly sounded incredibly slow. Like I've been listening to it at double speed for like a week,
God.
and then I like had to bring it down at one point. And it was like, okay, Theodûir, make your attack roll. Like, I was like not used to how slow. Like I wish all D&D campaigns were that fast because it was like really convenient.
Breaks it real fast.
Anyway, for sure. Now, there were 3 doors you needed to open in the Chimerical Hall. The Lion Door, the Dragon Door, and the Ram Door. For the Lion Door, out of a possible 25 points, you received 30 points. Because you found the bonus 5 points coming from the loot. You found the Lion's Shield. Anytime you collect loot in this dungeon, you will get additional points for that. Now, on the Dragon Door, you did get the plus 5 bonus for the fire potions you found, but it took an exceptionally long time to solve the fire door. So out of 25 points, you got 10 points. Now, the ram door, however, once again, you solved relatively quickly and got the loot, so that was 30 points. So, for the Chimera section, out of 125 possible points, you received 110 total points. All right, moving on. Do we have any questions, any concerns, any arguments to be made?
Not yet.
Well,
Yes, Master Theodûir.
10 points for that one section.
He did get
Professor?
singed pretty badly.
Yes. For the fire, yes. It took you 22 minutes to pass through that particular door. All the doors have an allocation of about 10 minutes per puzzle. That took 22 minutes.
Did take
so
a
it
really
was,
long.
severely
We-
reduced.
Did have a stupid badger with us the whole time. Isn't
Hey.
there some kind of... Should I not? No?
If you want to make some kind of a case to him,
That's
if you
what
want to
we're here
use a
for.
charisma check to try to yeah.
We had to drag him around and save him. God
I'm just
knows
trying
how
to,
many
I don't know,
times.
get more points or something.
Well, no, you can do what you want. Jeremy's like,
Yeah,
no,
that's fine.
but you can do whatever. Do whatever. Theodûir.
Well, Theo
The
listened
weird
to
is a little
Theodûir.
offended by
Theodûir.
only
That's
10
fine.
points from anything. I never do that bad.
Right.
Professor.
It's like an F on a test.
Yeah, you can make some kind of a check if you want.
I'll try to do a persuasion check to see if I can...
Okay. Try to get more points.
Well, I don't know. I have a pretty good mod to persuasion, so that's a 15. And
15.
I
What's
don't
your
even
argument?
remember
Why
what
should you get more
happened in
points
that
for the
battle,
fire
to be
door?
That was the
honest.
one where
like that,
we
like
threw
yeah.
the coin through the fire door, but we couldn't figure
So
out. the
yeah,
organic
what had
material
happened
to
in that
go through,
particular
and, jumped through
adventure?
and got singed.
We should put links up. I think that'd be
Yeah.
like a clip
If you-
show, right?
Sure.
Like previously, and then we don't have to. I'm just saying it's a funny idea. But the what had happened was there was the fire door, right? And then you guys had, when Theodûir stood on the symbol, it made the fire go down. Two of you guys went through, but then he couldn't follow you, and so eventually you did manage to leap your way through, but failed to do an acrobatics to get all the way through. So when the fire sort of tasted of your flesh, it went away. But between the time when you first came into the room and the time when the door was solved was a long time. You guys got in a fight with the monster on the other side.
Yeah.
So you lost a lot of points because it took too long to get through. But again, you didn't know it was timed, right? So there's an argument to be made if you want to try to persuade him. You got a 15.
Yeah,
How do
I
you
said to
pitch
fight
it
a
as
monster,
you should get more points?
Um,
Yeah, exactly. That's a great.
yeah. I guess I'll say that I'll try to show him my burn marks, and gosh, I don't even know what were you saying, Kate?
Well, we had to fight a monster, so that took up some time. And he was saying that we didn't know it was timed. So
Basically,
we would've-
in the middle of trying to solve the puzzle, you got interrupted by a monster. If you hadn't been interrupted by that monster, then you probably would have solved it faster.
Right. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, Professor, if you take into consideration the monster that we encountered during the puzzle solving, if there was no monster there, we would have solved it in plenty of time. You have to account that, don't you? Certainly, Professor. We at least deserve 10 more points, I would say. Minimum.
Out of a possible 25 points, you earn 15.
Something.
All right. Fine. 15 it is. I'll settle for 15. I
Great.
guess.
So,
Fancy.
So yeah, at any point, if you guys want to try to negotiate for more points, you certainly can. Great. Next up, we have the Displacer Beast, which is a possible 50 points total. Out of a possible 25 points to opening the door of displacement, you earned 20 points, with once again a time violation. Only over by a single minute, but still over, enough to subtract 5 points.
But didn't
20
you
out
see
of
his
25.
awesome coat he got? Loot.
Oh, that has nothing to do with the door of displacement, which is the entrance of Valqwyn. The loot is accounted for, don't worry. For defeating the Displacer Beast, out of a possible 25 points, you once again received 20 points. As once again, Moss fell unconscious during that particular battle. But you did receive a piece of loot, which is a +5 bonus, so that will bring your total up to 45 out of 50 points for the Displacer Beast section. Next up, we have the Manticore section. Again, let me know at any point if you have any
So-
questions or concerns.
It was 45 was the total?
Yeah, so we got
45
20
out
for
of
the door.
45 out of
25
50
for
for
the
displacer. Yeah,
beast.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, I see. Because
Yep.
of the...
exactly.
I see.
The loot. I thought if Voosh was going to come back, we would have to do a bunch of boring, stupid math.
The
but
test
that
was
had
the
to be
last one,
part
I
of it.
think,
Yeah.
where like we just failed.
Yeah, but the last one for him. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Mr. Accountant.
I watched it again to get some of the voice, and there was a bit where Cody was talking about, like, he wanted to ask the teacher a question, and it was the math section, and one of the questions was just like the figure out the hypotenuse of this triangle, right? It was just like 5th grade math, and he's like, shapes and circles have never really made sense to me, and I was like, oh god, yes. Just classic Theodûir weaseling his way out of things. Yeah, go back and watch that episode. It's a
So
great
many
one.
over fantastic.
Great. So, out of a possible 50 points for the Manticore, divided into 2 sections once again, opening the door of the Manticore, you got 20 out of 25 points, a time violation again, over by 3 minutes. But now, here's what's very interesting. The Manticore door, or the Manticore hall, was substantially changed from how our records normally indicated it. There was a rust monster infestation
there was.
in
It was
that particular
gross.
part of the dungeon. And it made that combat against the Manticore substantially more difficult. So, we have decided to award you additional points for overcoming this additional hurdle. So, out of a total of 25 points, you have earned 40 points. Now, there is an unconsciousness in there, as Moss fell unconscious again. But loot was obtained, the spiked armor, and you get a plus 15 point bonus for the rust monster. So it totals out to be 40 points. Out of the Manticore section, a possible 50 points, you have earned 60 points. Is the total there. Questions, concerns, arguments? I didn't think you'd have an argument.
How many head traumas did Moss experience during this encounter?
So I guess I got
Thus far, 3.
Oh boy. We've probably taken 10 years off his life, I bet.
was the dwarf. He's got some extra ones in there.
Yeah, right. He's got a few extra lives rattling around. Now, the next section, the Hall of 12 Monsters. If you recall, you had to defeat 5 monsters in the hall in order to open up the passage to the second half of the dungeon. Out of a possible 25 points, you once again received 20 points. You defeated the Griffin, the Owlbear, the Ankhead, and the Carrion Crawler easily in combat. But the Hook Horror, if you recall, gave you a little bit of trouble. It knocked Moss unconscious in the first battle, and then you had to rest before facing it again. For the Hook Horror, you receive 0 points. So just 5 points for each one of those monsters. The Griffin, the Owlbear, the Ankhead, and the Carrion Crawler comes out to 20 out of a possible 25 points.
That was a rough one. We're just like, we're almost dead, and we have a
Questions,
hook horror
concerns,
coming towards us.
Yeah, right. You came out of the Manticore room,
just like,
and then there was
nope.
a Hook Horror.
Yeah. And we were already like out of spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had
I was
no-
at like
you had nothing left.
6
You were
hit
totally
points. It's just
depleted.
like, oh god.
Yeah. Why? And then there was like the ridiculous trap that you guys
Yes,
laid that
that we
like,
just didn't even
work,
need.
right? I mean, you beat it, but it didn't matter,
The
right?
shatter
Yeah.
was a
with the rotating
big one
door.
on
And
that.
Okay,
That's
so-
good.
yeah, I mean, you defeated the
Oh.
Hook Horror, but it had nothing to do with
I'm gonna
the
And
do,
like
ambush.
Theo messing
Yeah.
up the like prayer. I was just like, oh god.
Yeah, right.
I rolled a 19 on my persuasion.
What's your persuasion,
And
Theo?
I'll say... I rolled a
What did you say? I
19
didn't
on my
hear.
persuasion. And I'm going to say...
Oh, okay, great.
Professor, but with the Hook Horror, didn't you... You couldn't observe this clearly, but we developed this brilliant trap that captured the creature and really... I'd never showed you this, but I don't have it with me, but I took notes on the creature. We examined it and further studied its workings and its instincts, and now really I have a great understanding of how Hook Horrors work. So that's why it took a little bit longer and
Anytime Cody starts with Professor,
Just like,
He'll it was, even though it was not ultimately effective in the encounter, you did design a trap that later
Yes.
helped you, although I shan't speak of the particular encounter in which it
we'll
did.
speak of it later, Professor.
I will award you a bonus 5 points for ingenuity, bringing your total for the Hall of 12 Monsters from 20 to 25.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. That's very, very kind.
Persuasion.
He kind of gives you a look of like, you get one more kind of thing, right? Like, you've made the
Like,
case
you have
2
three
times now.
strikes, son.
3 strikes. Now, for the Gorgon. Out of a possible 40 points, out of a possible 50 points, you have earned 40. You solved the door handily enough, in which case you solved it without any time violation. But the Gorgon itself proved very, very difficult to defeat, as 3 members of your party were petrified, Valqwyn. You have a 15-point violation. However, you did get the scroll of greater restoration, so the total then comes out to be 10 out of 25 points. So, excuse me, no, it's actually 35 points out of 50 points for the Gorgon. 35.
Was there a 40 out of 50 right before that?
That was just
The
a misspeak.
no, the Hall of 12 Monsters was 25. So I can go back through them if you
It
want.
was
It's a little
35,
confusing.
not 40. Is
Yeah.
what you, I got you.
It was 35, yeah. I did the math wrong. Yeah, 35.
Get it.
Now, for the Mimic, out of a possible 50 points, you earned 55.
I feel like Theo tenses up anytime he hears the word mimic.
What did you say?
You start looking at the objects in the room, like the candelabras in the
I made
room.
a joke
and, like,
earlier that you were off camera or whatever. That
right.
like, is the paper that we're about to pick up a mimic? Because you were like,
It's like, do you pick it up?
what do you do? There's a pice of paper on
You
the
pick it
table.
up.
I
Are
need
you
to know
gonna
who picks
pick
up
it
which piece of paper.
Yeah, like,
You know, forget it. And it's just like,
yeah.
it leaps back at you, yeah. Could be Mimic, yeah. Anything could
Why do you want me to touch this
True John
paper?
Carpenter
Like you're about to
situation.
eat me?
Are you sure? Are you sure
Yeah.
it's just paper? Theodûir managed to solve the door quickly enough, in the same way that Valqwyn solved the door for the Gorgon, got full 25 points, and the Mimic was defeated without any of the party falling unconscious. In addition, you got the +5 bonus for the Hat of Disguise, bringing your Mimic total to 55 out of 50. The Roper, out of a possible 50, you received a 35. Unfortunately, the Roper door proved rather troublesome to the 3.5 of you. Out of a possible 25 points, you received only 5 points. As the oh no, yeah, I'm wrong again. Oh no, you're right. It is 35. That should be correct. As it took over 30 minutes to solve that particular door. It took a really long time. But again, like, that's not your. I'm not trying to blame you guys as players. When I was doing this, I'm like, do I feel like a dick? Like, this is all Voosh being
his
a dick.
account in
I
mind.
have
It's
no
like,
problem with you guys
yes,
taking
well.
time. Yeah, exactly. The Roper was defeated handily enough, 25 points, and the Anchor Boots were also acquired for an additional +5, bringing your total to 35 points. Now, unfortunately, that is the end of the main section of the scoring. Now we have to account for rests. What total do you have at this point, adventurers?
I don't have my phone on me.
I might have been keeping track of it all wrong a little bit. So,
45, 50, 79.
And you get, like, deducted for not doing the points, right? Like, just horrible. No, that's not true.
let's see. My total is 2,345.
Got a lot, actually.
I think that's what I
Yeah.
have.
Maybe 370. I'm looking at it.
We're gonna get a calculator. Hold on.
Unless that number is correct to you.
I think it is.
35 plus 55 plus. I'm doing this in my head.
Yes, totally. We're using our dice to see if we're counting correctly.
This is fascinating Dungeons and Dragons
Yeah.
right now. Just like
370.
the previous
370.
episode with Voosh. 370. Now, normally that would be enough to pass the exam, but we have to account for your rests as well. There were 3 rests, and as there are 20 objectives, every time you take a rest, it is 1 point off of each objective. As you took 3 rests, that is 60 points off of your total.
Ouch.
What does that bring you down to, Junior Adventurers? 310. Now you need 350 to pass. However, there is an additional, 2 additional factors we have not considered. You completed both of your objectives, both to map 10 rooms and to collect the 3 necessary ingredients. For the first objective, to map 10 rooms, you receive 50 points.
Okay.
Now, for having collected those 3 ingredients, you also receive 50 points. Now, what total does that... And as he starts to say that, there's a on the door. And he kind of like, one moment. I'm very busy adjudicating in here. And he goes back to the paper. Now, what total does that bring you?
410.
410. Now, that would normally be far and away enough to pass. However, we have not talked about your demerits.
I know what you're talking about.
Our demerits. You already penalized
Your
us. You
demerits.
told us about it.
That was for the test. That was for the things that you did not complete properly during the exam. There was a substantial amount of your quest in the dungeon that was not considered part of the exam. And now we will discuss
Can I do an
the
insight
demerits.
check really quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Suddenly
I
did.
nailed it.
I did not.
Well,
seems
I got a
correct to me.
penalty, so 16.
Still good though.
I want to like when the knock was happening too, though. I want to insight that.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay,
If
what are you
that's,
trying to figure out?
normal, like the fact that it's being interrupted.
It's a little
like,
unusual. I don't know if an insight could tell you much. The person on the other side seemed upset. It seemed kind of urgent. They're boom, boom, boom on the door. Are you rolling
Yeah,
insight
I guess
on
I was.
Voosh?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I got
okay.
a 5 though, so this all seems correct. Yep, we're in trouble and
okay.
failed and
Yeah,
everything. I might as
You're-
well just
you
be
are
dead.
Just sitting on the ground, just like,
Okay.
You want to do anything else, Theo? You good?
I'll say, Professor,
Yes.
shouldn't you get that? It seems.
I will in a moment.
It seems
I'm
pretty
very busy
important.
at the present, and that I am not to be disturbed in the middle of my adjudication.
One thing I have.
There's a pause, and then when he kind of
I'm gonna turn around and start walking towards the door. Professor,
do not
seems
open that
fine.
door.
important, Professor.
Yeah.
It could be an emergency.
it seems pretty urgent. If there's something going on in the school, we need to help. I help Theo open the door.
I like how you're like, we're the only heroes in this school.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys can throw the door open, and he'll start to like, for leaving the level, you receive my. Oh, excuse me. And as you open the door, you see like kind of striding into the room. Comes Bonus.
Yeah.
Huge minotaur, horns out. He has to like duck under the doorway. Big axe on his back. He kind of looks across the room and looks up. Karel, I need the room. And Voosh kind of like, what? Why? What could this possibly be about? Now. But I'm in the middle of now, Karel. He gets his papers together, highly irregular, and he like disappears again. And you hear him start to come back down, right? Like carrying all of his papers. Balmus kind of stands in the doorway and like watches, waiting for him to leave. And he kind of comes back down and emerges from a little hidden hatch you guys didn't see. And he's got his arms all full of papers, and he kind of like gives a dirty look at Balmus, and then gives a dirty look at you guys, and then kind of hustles his way out. And then once he's gone, Balmus will grab the door, and he'll close it behind you, close it behind Voosh. He kind of stands there for a second, and then he turns. Now I have you alone. And he reaches onto his back, and he pulls out his axe. And he kind of like stands across the doorway, and he says, "You took my brother from me. You made all of this happen, and now I will have my revenge." And he pulls his axe back.
No.
This is the part in the movie where I'd be like, fuck that.
Quit. Come on.
How do we do on initiative?
I gotta.
Balmus got a 4. Did anybody get lower than a 4?
No, I got an 8.
Yeah, I think I got a 6.
You did.
I did, yeah. I was
That's
like,
funny.
that's not what my dice
So
shows.
we were
but-
trying to get lower than a 4.
We
but
didn't. We
did
got
not.
close, though.
Okay.
In this encounter
so,
alone, it's
Theo,
reverse order.
Yeah, funny. Theo, you were going to be first, so you guys are all kind of clustered around the door. I think Jrmi is probably still in the center of the room, because I don't think you said you moved over to the door, right? But Val and Theo both went over to the door, so you guys are like pretty much right next to Balmus as this
Great.
starts to happen. What do you want to do?
I'm probably,
It's your turn.
as I see him like take out his axe and
Go for the
say
axe,
those words,
yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm probably like, Professor, and I probably start backing up, and I'll try
Okay.
to roll a persuasion.
If you back up away from him, he has his weapon in his hand. So if you move away from him without disengaging, he can make an attack. So you can spend your action to disengage, but then you couldn't make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'll let him
Okay.
swing at me if he's really gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right because he's got.
I
You've got the
do.
cloak,
Yeah.
right?
So I'll let him swing at me.
Okay. You see when he swings, he does kind of like a really crazy broad swing. He has an ability called Reckless Attack. He gets to have advantage on the attack. He can give himself advantage, but then any attacks against him have advantage. So he will give himself advantage to try to get over your disadvantage, if that makes sense. So just roll normally.
Sure.
There it is. That is a 20.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Does it double what you think?
Okay.
This is gonna maybe I might go down here.
Well, you got all your hit points back. So.
We're
I
gonna
know,
get
but
Yeah, you're full hit
a
points.
demerit if you go down, man.
This is another final exam.
19 slashing damage. from his
Okay, I'm
axe.
still up.
How much though?
So like right
I'm at
across the chest,
6.
and it's like he seemed a little scary before, but he just like struck and tried to kill us too.
Yeah.
Right, like the whole like pitch of the room changed when that happened. So you moved back, you got hit, you're still up.
So like,
what do you want to do?
I didn't do my persuasion yet.
No, you couldn't do your persuasion.
But he
now if
like
you want,
just hit
but
me. Like,
Yeah.
He did.
He
He hit you for
really
like
hit
most
me.
of your hit
Like,
points.
He
Yeah.
like went
so
for it.
I think my tactics are changing a little bit.
Okay,
Theodûir
yeah.
is probably
Do
gonna
it.
attack him. Like I'm gonna like he's gonna
do it.
He's gonna taste the lick of flame.
The Lick of Flame.
The lick of my flame.
The Lick of Flame is the name of like a promotion at Dairy Queen. Like it's like really spicy. Yeah, Lick of Flame. Yeah. It's like Mexican
Can I
chocolate.
position
yeah.
fireball in a way that I don't hit my friends?
Are we?
In the layout of the
yeah.
room, I just
Yeah. Well, I'm like
not
close
sure.
to him, but I guess I'm not like.
Val's
Yeah.
in melee with him, I think, and he's up against the
no.
wall. I think that's going to be pretty tough to do.
I'm not
yeah.
gonna hit Val
Not currently.
because this guy's a big guy. I'm not
Yes.
gonna. I don't want to risk incapacitating anyone else because I'm so powerful.
You're very
One,
powerful. I mean,
one
fireball
spell
is like 8d6
will
damage.
destroy.
Yeah. It'll incinerate him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll do Scorching Ray, and I'll cast them all at him. All of them at him. Sorry. Okay. Great. So
This is an attack
it is.
roll.
It's 3 attack rolls because
You have advantage then.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Awesome.
Because he did his reckless
Okay,
attack.
great.
So
I think that'll win
off
anyway.
the table. Oh wow.
Nice.
Yes, 25 is the first one.
oh yeah.
And then 22, and then a 20, mod 20.
Nice.
Yep.
Great, awesome. So then that is some d6s here. Oh. 12, 7, and that's 20 damage. Yeah,
20 damage,
One more
nice.
damage than he hit me for.
Now that I was
One
keeping
more.
score, but yeah.
The Twell
Yeah.
special. Yeah. Great. Hold
So
on.
it was probably like a
Go ahead. So describe it.
Professor, and then he slices at me, and I don't think I say anything else. My eyes just turn.
Oh yeah,
and
I
it's
guess
just
it's like dark
the
Theo
rays
look.
just start coming out, basically.
Temper.
Yeah.
And they slicing across him. Yeah. And he kind of groans in pain, but buckles down. Okay, cool. You moved. You attacked. Unless you have a bonus action, we're on to Jrmi.
If you guys,
Jrmi, you're still in
want
the
to
center of the
persuade
room.
him, you can. I'm just reacting how Theo
Whatever.
would probably react. And that's
Because he just sliced you
Yeah.
across the chest.
Okay, I'm gonna do healing word on Theodûir, so that's you get 10,
Cool.
and then
How much? Sorry.
10.
10.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to try message on Voosh.
Voosh.
I know his name. I don't know if he's still out there
Okay.
or not, but I'm gonna point in the direction of the door and just see if I can like catch him and just say like, please, like help,
Okay.
help!
Yeah.
Balmus is
Attacking.
killing us. He's
fucking
Say
crazy.
killing us because it's really
Okay.
dramatic.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I'm gonna move further away.
Cool. You get a reply. What? But you did get him. You think? Yeah. He's within 100
Great.
feet or whatever. Yeah.
And that is my turn.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm gonna give you
Great.
a
Val.
bardic inspiration.
Gracias.
Cool. Val,
Okay.
it's your turn.
I'm
You are up
gonna
next
attack
to
with
Balmus.
Constance.
Cool. You have
First one's a
advantage.
crit.
Did you crit?
Woo!
Nice.
Constance knows what's up.
Second one is a 21.
Okay, yes, they will both hit.
Alrighty.
You do not get any messages from her about him being evil. Right, normally you get to
Yeah.
punish the wicked if he's evil. That does not
Okay.
come in this time. Yeah.
Okay, so first hit's a wait, hold on. 20 point.
20? Oh my goodness. How are you? 20
It was a
points
crit,
again? Oh, it's just a
yeah.
crit. I was like, what the heck? On a sword?
Second one was 9, so 29 total.
Okay, there we
Thank
go.
you.
That makes more sense. Brutal. Describe these for me.
So he's what, like 8 feet tall? Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
thereabouts.
I think I kind of jump on his leg. I do like a slash across his midsection, and as I like jump up and I go
Cool.
across his like pec.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You-
Awesome. He'll sort of, again, like kind of bowled back by the amount of ferocity he was faced with, right? He took his axe out and was like, oh,
I also yell, "Balmus, you were so
back
cool!"
against the door. And he kind of just snarls, like almost like his eyes roll back in his head, and he freaks out. So he's going to come at you,
course he
Val.
is.
Once again, giving himself advantage with the axe. You have your armor on, I assume, so a 19 won't hit you, right? Oh, there we go. That's better with the axe. So that's going to be... 8 plus 4. That's... sorry. 12 slashing damage with the axe. And then he will lower his head and try to batter you with his horns. Similarly, he has advantage. No, that won't do it. 20 or 21, right? Cool. So the horns come in and they clang off of your spikes, but they don't seem to do
Wouldn't
anything.
he take 3 points
and then
from the armor?
Oh, yes, he would. 3 points.
He's dead.
He's destroyed.
From that.
Great.
He can't.
That
roll
is
that save,
Balmus's
he can't.
turn. At the end of his turn, he will he looks across the room, like he tries to hit you, and he looks across the room towards the tables, those 4 tables, and with like a gesture of his hand, you see that those the 4 candelabrum lift off the tables and kind of start to swing over to you like they've been animated. Yeah, which kind of takes you all for a loop. You're like, what was that? Like, he doesn't, as far as you know, Balmus doesn't have any magic abilities, but he just did. So now it's the candelabrum's turn, and they're going to come swinging in. We'll put 2 of them on Theo and 2 of them on Jrmi because Balmus is obviously engaged. So they look kind of flimsy. They just kind of come swinging in and trying to hit you. What's your AC? Oh, they have disadvantage against you, right, Theo? 15, right?
Not quite.
Won't do it? Okay. And then against Jrmi? Nope. And, there's 1. Okay. So, Jrmi, you take 2 fire damage as one of these candelabrum comes in and sets you on fire, but you are now on fire.
Cool.
So you will take 2 fire damage at the start of each one of your rounds until you save from it.
So you can put yourself out.
Okay, great. Theo, it's your turn. You now have these 2 flying candlesticks basically around you as Balmus is in the doorway, but he's looking pretty bad. He's past bloodied at this
Can
point.
I do
So what do you want to do?
an insight check on Balmus? Or a...
Sure.
Or Arcana, yeah, I want to do Arcana.
I would-
Actually.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Give me Arcana.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Oh, you still there?
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Sorry, guys. I did, yeah, Arcana, right?
Okay.
What's going on?
Great. Yeah. Oh, I rolled pretty
Sorry,
bad.
guys. Lag.
I got a 9. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're not sure. You can't sense anything from him immediately.
Nothing really.
You're kind of distracted by
nothing
these
beginning.
things in your face.
These flying candles.
No.
Okay. Then I guess I'll do shocking grasp on the candle, on one of them.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Try to grab one. Sure. Yeah.
I didn't realize this entire time that Theo actually had a short sword. I was like, you have weapons?
I
Yeah. It came up when I was rewatching it. You guys were in the restroom. It's like, oh, I guess I'll wear my short sword. And I was like, what?
Right?
You have a short sword. You just have like 7 strength. Like, it'd be terrible. With it.
It's really just like a. It's like a. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ornamental. Yeah.
Just
It weighs
it's like
like
his family
2 pounds.
sword, like like it's probably like yeah.
Part of the look.
It's actually glued
Yeah.
into the sheath.
I can't
like,
even-
You can't
yeah.
even draw it, right?
It's probably
Yeah.
wooden, you know. It's like-
Right. Oh yeah. It's this beautiful ornate handle. It's all silver and diamond, and then you draw it. It's wooden. Yeah.
It's like Father wouldn't trust me with a real
But
one.
it lights up.
Lights up.
Great.
Like a lightsaber.
I rolled a 25, so I mean, like I for sure
Oh yeah,
hit it.
you got it.
He has his
Um,
name.
6 lightning damage.
Okay.
Is the candle made out of metal?
It is
Is
made
it
out of
really?
metal.
Yeah, it's a candelabra.
Yeah, it's a candelabra. So it's
Oh,
like
well, then I
Lumiere
get
and
advantage
Beauty
on
and
the
the
roll,
Beast.
so can I roll?
I mean, you got it. You
Okay,
hit it
yeah.
already,
Alright.
so you don't need to. I mean, I guess you could roll
Maybe
again
I
and see if you crit.
No.
Definitely
Not
not.
one. So.
7 you said?
damage. No, 6 damage. 6.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you shock it, and like it kind of bends a little sickeningly, but it's still like intact. It's just kind of like the like lightning kind of crackles and bent it, but it's still there. Cool. That's your turn, Theo. Unless you want to move, but again, you'd provoke if you did. Okay, Jrmi, it's your turn. You also have 2 of these candelabrum floating around you.
That's fine. I actually want to try the ram ring on the door and see if I can get it
Okay, Balmus is standing in front of the door,
Try
so
to push him into
there's
it.
not really a good angle.
Yeah, I guess I could
You
just
have
hit
from
him then.
here.
I just want to get the door to a place where it could be opened, and just in case.
Okay,
More
yeah,
of an
sure.
escape route
Go
than
for
anything.
it.
So I guess pushing him into the door.
Yeah, you can blast him and see if that'll throw him
Okay.
against the door.
Maybe
So-
I use it twice. I do like the double. Yeah.
2
I'm
charges.
also gonna give
Okay.
you a party gets better.
So it's the same attack, right? It just deals more damage.
If I hit it,
You
okay.
Right, they
Yes.
throws them farther.
Okay.
So plus 7, I think.
17.
Right.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes, that'll hit him.
So it's double damage.
I don't know. I think it's like an extra D10
Okay.
per one. I think it's 2D10 to start, and then it's an extra D10. Let me confirm that. 1 second.
Okay.
Looking stuff up. Hey! Just the mic in the shot.
Gotta be careful because I don't have pants on.
The way it is. None of us do either, so, you know.
Oh yeah, well, except I can see all of your
What are you
pants.
talking
What?
Are you kidding?
I can see
Oh,
your
so you can
pants.
see Cody taking him off? Every time.
Cody.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Every
I did
time.
see Cody taking them off.
He just this like slow mo.
Every single time.
Where?
Yeah, and it's just like you're like slowly trying to peel them off your body over the course of the entire session. That way, by the end, you're nude from the waist down. Where is the ram
It's still
ring?
making that face.
The ring of the ram.
Fox.
Yeah. For each charge you spend, it's 2d10, so it's 4d10 force damage.
Ooh.
27.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, brutal. Would you like to
Yes!
He's
describe?
murdered.
I can't choose to like make him unconscious instead of murdered, can I?
Yeah.
You can
I
choose
would
to make
like
him
to do
unconscious.
that
That's
and
fine.
just like push him into the door to be like it's
Knock
probably
his
what like
head.
a bonus.
Yeah, for sure.
Into the door, unconscious.
So you throw him back. The ram comes out of the ring. It hits him. He like hits his head and then kind of sags. And then you see rising out of Balmus comes a spectral blue figure. The door gets like buckled, kind of like outwardly, but it doesn't seem like it pops open. The door's pretty thick and reinforced. But then kind of hovering above Balmus, looking a little bit like aghast, is a familiar spectral figure. It is Professor Tandivar the Green, who was the ghostly wizard that you guys encountered, who basically came with you on the quest for the animated objects. And he sort of rises out of Balmus's body and looks at you. You were there for that one, yeah. You weren't there when he died, but you were there when he accompanied you guys on that the mission to the mansion. He kind of looks at you. What? Why? You meddling children. You little... I had everything figured out. I had it all figured out. Now you will feel my wrath. And, cool. That is, Jrmi's turn.
Cool.
Oh, good. Cool.
Balmus isn't dead or evil.
Yeah.
Huh?
Balmus isn't dead or evil.
All right. Val, it is your turn. So you were next to
Uh-huh.
Balmus, but now you are next to this ghost professor. What do you want to do?
I mean, I don't... Do melee weapons even have an effect on a ghost? I've never fought a ghost before.
Try.
You consult
Yeah.
your monster.
Oh. I don't
books.
pay attention to
You
that.
have. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have a magic sword, so screw it. I'm gonna use Constance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Your
him.
magic weapon should be good.
Do. 17? Yeah.
17 will do it.
And 20 something for second attack. So first one's 11. It's a 22 total.
Oh, ouch. All right. Yeah, describe this. So he's kind of floating there, and then you have Constance. And then, you hear in your hand, you hear her say, "Punish the wicked." You can roll an additional 2d6 damage.
All right, so it's another 7 damage, so 29 total. Awesome.
Okay. Nice.
I think I'd
Awesome.
take like a second just to like, wait, what? And then I'm like, well, anyway, something else to fight. And I do a jump
Anyway.
and I just slash down the middle.
There's a bad guy.
Cool. Yeah.
Ooh, bad guy.
The sword kind of lances through the ghost, and then the ghost like knits back together. But like you see, the second you cut through, the ghost's face like contorts into like a horrible horror movie like expression. Yeah. Cool. That's your 2 actions. Do you want to move?
Nah, I'm
or
gonna
say
stay right
anything?
there.
You're good. Cool. And now it is Tandivar's turn. Tandivar will sort of turn his gaze upon the whole group and say, "He was going to bring me back. He was going to make me immortal, and then you killed him." And he sort of like stretches his face out, and it becomes this like horrible like Casparian face. I need you guys to all give me wisdom saving throws.
Holy cow.
16. Yeah.
16,
Wisdom
nice.
save. 13.
19. I rolled that one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you guys all
Roll,
make
'cause
it. So he tries to like show you his horrifying
Hey.
visage, but it seems to have no
What's up?
effect.
Sorry,
We're talking to Fox. Hold on.
He was scratching my chair. Sorry.
Ridiculous. But you all have stout
Yeah.
hearts, and you are unaffected by the horrifying visage. And then the ghost sort of makes a gesture like this, and the rug that the 2 of you, Jrmi and Theodûir, are standing on starts to wiggle and then rolls up to try
It
to
is a mimic.
swallow you.
But not.
It's not, though.
Theodûir screams, "A mimic!" Yeah.
You son of a
The most patient one we've come across yet.
bitch. Truly.
Oh my
When we
God.
least expect it.
Yeah, I've been standing on it all day and it didn't do anything.
When the time is right.
Okay, so it has disadvantage against you, Theodûir. So no, I don't think it's gonna get you.
No.
But I think,
No.
oh yeah, 19. So Jrmi gets wrapped up in this rug, and it like starts to constrict.
Does that put the fire out?
It does put the fire out. Yes, yeah, because there's no air in there. Okay, great. So you are wrapped up, and you can feel it starting to squeeze you. But the candelabrums, the 2 that were on you, Jrmi, will kind of fly over towards Val. So now there are 2 attacks against Theo from these flying candelabrums.
Good luck.
I think that's a... Oh, no, a 16 will miss you, right? Oh, 16 gets you. Okay. You take 3 fire damage, and ongoing 3 fire, which you'll take again at the start of your turn. The second one will go in... Yeah, and that misses you. And then 2 of them will come at you, Val. That's a 17 will miss, and 18 will miss. So these candelabrums have no effect on you. They're just getting poked by your spiky armor. Cool. And then we are on to Theo. So Theo, you take 3 fire damage at the start of your turn. Jrmi is all wrapped up in the rug, and Val is in battle
I
with
got
this ghost.
These candles flying around me, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. One of them is really badly damaged. The other one hasn't
I'm gonna
been hurt yet.
do. I guess I'll do shocking grasp again on the other one.
Okay. This on the other one or the same
The
one?
same one. Sorry.
Okay. Do it.
That is a mod 20. Great.
Okay. Yeah. You're gonna destroy it,
Okay.
I would imagine. But go ahead and roll your damage if you want.
Yeah, 7 damage.
Cool. Yeah. Describe it.
Well, yeah. So he's got his hand on the orb. That's where he's getting electricity. But then when he reaches out and grabs it, it just kind of he like squishes it. I think he like literally
He
squishes
squishes
it.
Maybe like
Yeah,
melts a
'cause
little bit.
it's-
Yeah.
It's so small.
That's
you know?
cool. Yeah. And it just falls into
Yeah.
nothing on the ground. Okay. You still have one next to you, and you've used your action. I don't know if you want to move.
I
but,
guess I'll move closer to the rug and try to.
Okay. It'll try to hit you if you
Yeah.
move, but it's a shitty candle, and you got high AC and.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
disadvantage,
I'll
so.
still move. Yeah, I guess I'll still move.
Okay. I think it's gonna get you 21. Oh no, it's disadvantage, so 20. Yeah, 20 will get you.
Yeah.
20. Yeah. Maybe. I got a 17 and 19 on the die. You take 1 fire damage, and now your ongoing fire is up
So
to
do I make my
4.
save right now, then?
You can make your save at the end. Yep.
It's a what is it? Constitution.
It's gonna be a
Dex,
deck
okay.
save to put yourself out. Yep.
How about a 9? No.
A
Okay.
9 will not do it. So now you have ongoing
Can
4
I-
fire. Like your robes
Can
are
I add my
catching.
Bard of Inspiration to that? Is that like? Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
is
You
it
can add
too
to
late?
saves.
Is that
That's
okay?
fine. Yeah. Go for it. No.
I rolled
please.
6, so that's 15. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll do it.
great.
Awesome. You managed to extinguish the fire. Is it like a prestidigitation thing? Like, is it
that's
magical
cool.
that you put it
I think
out
it's like a
that?
wave
Yeah.
of his robe.
I like that.
It's just gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Enough of that. Jrmi, at the start of your
Yeah.
turn, you are going to take some damage from
Sure.
being grappled.
Sure.
You take 10 bludgeoning damage as it's squeezing you.
Mean carpet.
So while you are in here, you are restrained and blinded, and you are at risk of suffocating.
Cool.
Because you cannot breathe
love
while you are
that.
inside. Let me look up suffocating. But basically, you can't see anything besides the rug, and you have disadvantage on a bunch of things because you are
Well, that
restrained.
sounds fun and lucky and special.
Isn't darkness one of her biggest fears?
It is fun and lucky.
Uh-huh.
Dark
oh
and
yeah,
alone.
it's totally dark
Yeah.
in there. Uh-huh.
I just
Yeah.
am like,
And the candelabras are shaped like bees. I was like trying to think of things to make them scary. No, I'm joking. I forget what's yours. Oh,
Mine's being alone,
being
yeah.
alone, right, Val? Yeah, okay. I don't know how to make that.
well,
work.
you're
I'll try to
pretty
think about
alone
it.
wrapped up in this rug, so maybe you want to just join me. And then I'll
Yeah,
get
there you go. You join
We'll
me.
both
and
be
we'll
grappled
be
and alone
alone
together. Wait.
Yeah, alone together. Alone together. Okay. So what do you want to do?
I guess try to
Jrmi?
escape.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
What do I?
You can make an acrobatics or athletics check to try to bust your way out of there.
Acrobatics it is. 15.
Yeah, you actually do manage to peel
yeah.
your way out of that rug. Ugh. That's your action. The rug kind of gets thrown off of you, but it doesn't look like it's defeated. It looks like it's probably going to try
Okay.
again.
I can't
do you
move,
wanna
right,
do?
without it being able to try again. Okay, so I'll stay here and do healing word. Should I do it on Balmus? Maybe wake him up? I don't know.
Try. That'd be fun.
I'll do it on Balmus. So I feel bad for hitting him.
Okay,
That's
cool.
smart.
So
Yeah.
it's 10.
He might. Yeah.
Okay, great. I forget what your healing words look like. We never. Really
Come on,
described
buddy.
Yeah, I just like say something nice or whatever. So like, Balmus, we need you.
them. Okay. I like your hair. Balmus is like slumped up against the door, and he'll just look up like
Balmus,
that.
we need
Cool.
you.
We're on to Val. It is your turn.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use my Thunder Wave for my Lion Shield on these candelabra and
Yeah,
this
do it.
dude. So it's a con save.
So you can choose. You can either do it at the two candles behind you or at the ghost, but you can't get all three of them. It's like a box, right? So who do you want to target?
I want to target the ghost because he's controlling everything.
Okay.
So it's a con save, DC 11.
It's a con save. Yep. Okay.
Actually, I think it's
Great
12.
at this. No, that's a failure. 2d8 thunder. I
Alrighty,
believe.
so
Nice.
yeah. So it's 6 damage and he's pushed 10
hey
feet
guys,
away, which is
still
probably
there?
gonna make him hit the door.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
you're frozen.
Yeah, I like that. So you blast him. Oh. Okay.
You're good.
But
Are we here? Are we
you're good now. There's just a lag. You're fine now.
There's also the other confusing thing too is that people will start to say sentences and then they'll go so it makes it sound like they're lagging when they're not actually lagging. Like your instinct at a lag is to like go. Huh. So it's just like I can't tell what's a lag and what's someone being hesitant. 6 damage. You said?
yes.
Great. So you blast them, and the professor like phases through the door, right?
Yes.
Because he gets pushed, but he can phase through things, so he just whoosh, phases out of the room entirely. Great. And then, unless you want to move, Val, you still have these 2 candles in your face, but
Yeah, just take him.
you start to hear sort of around the door, like someone is like scratching furiously at the door, and you can even see that like kind of by Balmus's feet, the wood is starting to splinter and move because it's been already bashed in. So something is digging its way furiously
That
into
means
the room.
he's still a bad
He's still a
The
badger.
potion didn't
Yeah.
work.
Or he didn't want it or something.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, that's sad too.
All right. So then the ghost will phase back through the doorway. Kind of passes through Balmus, who sort of like
Again.
looks up,
Ah.
and then it will suck itself back.
No.
Balmus will try to make a saving throw against it. He
No.
fails, and Balmus like sits back up.
Sorry,
full of
everyone.
power.
I thought it would help.
Like he's been trapped in that for so long.
Right, like he's furious and then gets taken back over. He can't. I'll say his axe. He dropped it, so I'll say he just swings with his horns at you, Val.
Damn it.
Here we go. He'll do reckless
Nice
attack
one, Jrmi.
again to get that advantage. 22.
Rude. good. Well, he only has 10 hit points.
Get that advantage, boy. That's 19. Oh, no, sorry. That was only with the axe, not 19. I got to roll something different. So it's 12 damage, 5 of which is necrotic, as you are bashed by the horns. So you see when the horns hit you, it kind of leaves like a necrotic trace, like his ghost influence.
Just constant say anything, be like,
okay,
fucker.
That sounds very much
Totally,
like
that's Lisa right there, right?
You see the ghost will then sort of Balmus will raise his hand up, and you see the chandelier above you kind of wiggles like it's about to fall.
1 + 2 + 1.
Plus 5, plus, oh shit.
Nothing. It's a
What's
joke
that?
for other people in the chat that'll get it.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so the animated objects. The rug will try to grab you again,
Cool.
Jrmi.
Can't wait.
Here we go. 21. You are wrapped back up in the rug, like you get out, like I'm free.
I'm free. Balmus, wake up. Bye.
See you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh,
There's
and
another
now he's
enemy.
back to attack.
One attack against what was I gonna say? Theodûir from the candelabrum is a crit, but wait, it has
Yeah,
disadvantage.
Oh my god, no.
I rolled 2 crits. That's
What a candle.
bananas. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's so little damage.
Oh,
but,
that's
like,
really annoying.
4 fire. And now you have ongoing 4 fire damage. Come on, that's not very much. Crazy, insane. And then the chandelier will drop from the ceiling. So only Jrmi and Theo are in its radius because they're outside of it by the door. I need dexterity saves from
I
the
have
two of you.
disadvantage, I'm assuming.
And you have disadvantage,
Cool.
yeah, because you're in the rug.
Ah!
That would have been great. Mod 20.
Oh, no.
Cool.
Well, okay. 11. I rolled a crit,
Okay,
though.
yeah,
I need
that's
you to
not
know
it.
that.
Oh no.
It happened.
You got a mod
Yes.
20, Theo, you said? Okay, so you managed to avoid the worst of it. The rug, I'll roll for the rug too, because the rug's going to get hit, probably. Yeah, the rug fails as well. So, we're going to do... Yeah, not very much. Oh, okay. That's 15 piercing damage as it comes down. So you'll take half, Theo, you take 7. You'll take 15, and the rug will also take 15. And the chandelier just hits the ground and shatters, and crap goes everywhere.
I'm down.
Okay.
Almost.
I'm down.
You're down, you said?
unconscious.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Theo is down.
Rest too.
All right.
Still no
And
teachers,
then
huh?
chandelier's destroyed and the rug. Okay, cool. That is the animated objects. Theo, give me a death save, please.
A 10.
Okay, cool. That's 1 success. You need 2 more. So I've been using this same sheet for initiative for a while, and I was about to look at the wrong thing. But okay, next up is Slardask. And I was like, oh, wait, no, Slardask
I
is not
killed
here.
her.
Okay, we'll say that the chandelier coming down on top of you put out the fire. I'm not going to have you make saves constantly while you're burning against the fire. Jrmi,
How would
you
I
are
even
wrapped
say?
up in this rug. Yeah, right. Well, technically, anytime you take damage and you're unconscious, it counts as a failed save. So I don't want to do that to you. That'd be pretty bead. Jrmi, you are
take damage.
in this rug.
Right.
Oh, yes, you do. Thanks for reminding me. You take 12 bludgeoning damage.
I am
You
They're
still up?
both
No,
down.
buddy.
down.
Okay. Cool.
Valqwyn
cool.
solo!
Here we go.
Until next round.
Not till next round. Okay, great. Val, it
Bring
is
it
your
on,
turn.
Balmus, but not really Balmus. All right, I'm gonna bonus action real quick. Second wind.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Okay, cool. Alrighty then, 2 attacks with constants on Balmus / Ghostly Man. First one's a 20 something. Second one's
Oh,
13.
Nice.
Okay, the first one will hit, the second one will not.
So it is 9 damage.
9 damage. Oh, that's brutal, because Balmus has 10 hit points, right? You gave him 10. So how do you hit him? You don't quite knock Balmus out again,
Yeah.
but it's very bad. Balmus is at 1 hit point.
I
What
yell
does this
and
look like?
I'm sorry and just kind of like I have to send another slash across the chest because I don't want to like
Cool,
skewer
yeah.
him, but I'm like, get out of there, ghost!
It slices his throat open. His jugular blood, like, right in your face.
Like, come on!
Yeah, a big slash. He kind of, like, staggers back against the door.
God.
Do you want to move? Are you good where you are, Val? You got these 2 candles and
Yeah.
Balmus. I mean, like, you'll get a bunch of attacks. If you move.
I'm good. Yeah, I'll just stay there for now.
Okay. Don't forget you got that action point too, right? If you got to take that second action.
Yeah.
Great. So then, there's kind of scrabbling at the door, and like right in between Balmus's feet comes a like hissing, snarling badger. The badger comes roaring out into the room, looks around at the situation, and sees Theo on the ground, and kind of comes over. He goes next to Theo, and then you see him. And he turns back into moss, and he like puts his hand on your shoulder, and you're gonna get a healing.
Buddy.
You get 6 hit points. And so like, I'm sorry I was late. I didn't know that we were meeting, and they didn't tell me, and I got here as fast as I could. And what's happening? Yeah, so he
Cute.
seems pretty panicked. Cool. Now it is the ghost, or it's Balmus's turn. Balmus will stand back up, kind of stagger, and bring his axe down.
He got his axe
yeah.
back.
He will not do reckless attack this time, because the past couple times he's done that, he's given himself advantage. He misses, yeah. So that's an 11 against your armor. Oh, but he started his turn next to you, so he'll take
And he's like,
3
"Got
damage. he gets spiked on your armor, and then drops his axe, and the ghost comes back out again.
You meddling children.
Your stupid badger meddling kid.
Great. So then the animated objects will kind of come crazy in like that. The candelabrum, let's see, there are 3 of them left. Yeah. So one of them will go at Moss, because he's right there, and miss. And then one of them will go at, actually 2 of them will go at Val, because Theo's still on the ground. That's a miss, and a miss.
Ding,
yeah.
ding.
Ding, ding, banging off you.
Was that melee too? Do they take
and
advantage?
Oh, you know what? They would. That's a good point.
This spiky armor's awesome.
I always forget about that that spiky armor. And then this rug, yeah, it's just gonna keep smothering you, just doing its thing.
So mean.
Theo, it's your turn.
Hugged in so
What do you want?
doesn't look at me anymore.
I'll stand up. Is there a
Okay,
candle
cool.
right next to me? Still floating?
Yeah, there's one that's attacking Moss. He's kind of like batting it away.
It's attacking Moss. Yeah, fine. I'll do shocking grasp on it. I'll grab it again.
Cool.
Do some damage.
Do it.
25. Yeah.
Oh yeah, give me that damage, baby.
Boy.
Come on. 2 damage.
After that
Oh
many
no! It's not even a grasp.
I just kind of like
finger
socks
shot.
on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you shuffle your socks and then go.
Blast.
New battery.
1 second.
Okay.
Let me charge
Theo, it is your yeah. That's
That's it.
your
Yeah,
turn unless you got
that's it.
anything else.
Okay.
Fox.
No sound. What happened?
You just
Did
completely
you
went
mute
mute.
yourself? Okay.
Sorry, I muted myself to clear my throat. Jrmi, so you would normally. Okay, so you are grappled by this thing, and you take damage at the start of your turn. So that's automatically a failed death save.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, shit.
When you're unconscious. So then at the end of your round, I still need another death save.
Oh.
It's a fail.
What'd you get? A 5. So that's 2 failures.
Moscow, Albert.
Yeah, for sure. That's Jrmi. Val, it's your turn. You got this ghost in your business and 2 candles still, but they're looking a little dinged up because they keep throwing themselves
Correct.
against your armor, right? Like,
Ding, ding.
yeah.
I'm gonna attack with
Yeah, they're getting
Constance
all
again
bent.
because my god, ghosts
Get it.
fall.
that
Alright, first
ghost.
one is a 23. Second one's a
Oh, yeah.
crit. You guys each get a crit candy for me, by the way. Take. Oh goodness. 26. No, wait, hold on. There's more than that. Hold
Oh.
on. 31.
I was going to say. Oh my gosh. It's still up, but it's looking very, very bad. Yeah.
This
describe
one I'm going to
The ghost
skewer.
is-
I'm gonna like stick Constance in the middle and then just like rake her up.
Oh, yeah. And then he like comes back together, but look, you can see that like in his ghost now has a horrible scar that goes up his face like that. Every time you cut him in ghost form, his like ethereal
I get a
form
really
gets
evil smile as soon as you do that. I'm just like
He promised me. He promised me. And then we're on to Moss. Moss will like yeah, he'll provoke from this candle. That's fine.
Of course.
He takes a little bit of fire. So Moss on fire
Oh, God.
goes rushing over to Jrmi.
now that he's finally Moss again, he can help but run out of fire.
Exactly. But he is on fire. and then he will cast Cure Wounds, which is a D8,
But doesn't he have to be touching
right?
me?
For Cure... Oh,
Healing
Healing
Word,
Word.
he has
Yeah,
to be
you're
able
right.
to
That's the
see
one I
me.
was thinking of. Okay.
Stop shooting yourself in the foot.
I'm
So
sorry.
he-
Those are my rules.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's fine.
What are you doing over here?
So he will, you see him kind of sit there and he looks at the situation and then he starts to transform. And he transforms into a bear. Now, you have never seen him turn into a bear, but he's 5th level now, so he has access to higher levels of... so it's a big black bear, but I like to imagine that it's like patterned like a badger, right? So it's almost just like a huge badger.
A giant badger.
And then he will spend his action to try to basically rip you out of the carpet.
Tears me in half.
Just rips you
Third field
asunder.
save, she's dead.
He's
You take
also
damage,
working
you have
for
to take a
Gygax
failed save.
this whole time.
Yes, as a bear, he kind of digs his claws in and like unspools the carpet, and Jrmi goes rolling across the floor, and he like looks with desperation over at Theo. Like, right, you gotta do something, man. That's his turn. He can't do anything else. Okay, now it's the ghost. The ghost will reach its hands out. I tried once to have you killed at his orders, and now I will finish the job. It reaches out towards you, Val. No.
What an
That's
idiot.
a 14 to hit you with his horrible hands. So he'll take 3 damage. Well, oh no. Interesting. So he has resistance against non-magical weapons, but your armor is magical. So I'm gonna count that he doesn't have resistance against it. Cool. That is Tandavar. All right, we are back up at the top with the nasty items. So there are still 3 candelabrum. The one you zapped, Theo, will try to get you again, but it has disadvantage. 18. It gets you. Oh no. That's 6 fire damage.
I'm
Are you down?
Oh my
Are you
god!
down? Oh no!
From a candelabra!
Oh my god!
What is this?
No! Theo, Jrmi, you gotta make this save, buddy.
Do I get,
I'm trying my
if
best.
I roll in like a nat 1, do I get to re-roll or not on death saves?
Yes,
is
I'll
happening?
give you that. I'll give you nat 1s. You're halfling.
I wish you could give
Ridiculous.
bardic inspiration to
Okay,
yourself.
so Theo goes up in flame.
A little savage like,
God.
Just a little zap and then...
Okay.
Where are the other teachers?
And then
oh my god.
the oh. Okay. I got an idea. So the other 2 candles will go at you,
Of course.
Val, and both miss. Yeah, the best.
And
I
I
got there
get
was
3
19.
damage again.
But they'll both take. Yes.
Ba-ding,
They're getting
ba-ding,
ding, ding,
ding,
ding, at this point.
ding.
I feel like they're just like big gnats.
Theo,
Just
go ahead
like
and make your death
hitting.
save,
Here we
please.
go. I still have 1 success, or does that reset now? How does that work? It
I think it
does.
resets. Yeah.
Uh,
In 4th, it
Yeah.
didn't. In
Cool.
3rd,
I got a
don't know
success.
what the
It's
rule
a
is. We're gonna say it
19.
resets. Cool.
You.
Awesome. Okay, Jrmi. Moss had 2 nat 20s, and I think he used his healing already. But I can give you one of Moss's nat 20s that Shadowner donated because he hasn't used either of them. And if you can spend that, then you can succeed. But I will let you decide if that's what you want to do, or if you want to risk the roll.
I mean, no.
I'm just saying, they exist. He paid for them. We
Yeah.
haven't used them yet. It feels like we
Definitely.
should do that, right? I was trying to think, does anyone have any nat 20s
would
that we
be the
can donate to
time.
anyone?
would
Right?
be.
Yeah, I'll
This would be
do
the
that.
time, yeah.
I could be alive.
Cool. So you are back with 1 hit point. I will say that... Oh, but
No,
you're
he
in the
rolled her out.
rug. No, you're out of the rug. He pulled you out. So you were out of the
No.
rug. Cool.
I'm
What do you
gonna
want to do?
spend some hit dice.
You
Well,
cannot
that's just
spend
you
hit
think you
dice.
can do.
You have
Yeah.
to. You have to rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Fox just brought us a straw.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
He's trying to help.
He's always, yeah,
It's like,
always
this is
trying
my
to help
healing
out.
word for you, Mom.
Here you go. Oh, that was really cool because it like went right past the camera. That would be like at the end of the movie, the wipe, right? You get the straw going by, and then like directed by Katie or whatever. Yeah.
We should take the wrapper off of that.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the plan?
I don't think I can do heals on myself.
Sure, you can.
Yeah. I think you've done healing word on yourself before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Cure wounds, you can. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do cure wounds then on myself, and I will give you one of these. Gracias. And then I'll move. Can I move away from the rug, or am I like adjacent to it, or? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bless you.
Honestly, it probably should have gone after Moss last round, thinking about it now. But that's fine.
Okay. Then I will move away from it. And that's
Cool.
it.
And that's your turn? Great. Val, you got this ghost.
I'm going for him with Constance. I got
that
another
ghost,
crit!
man. Whoa! Do it.
Oh my god.
Do it.
All right,
Bring
all
it
right.
home.
Fire.
Alrighty, I have a second attack, but I don't know if I'll need it because that was 14 damage.
No, yeah, you
Cool.
probably will. Go for it.
Yes. 17 for the second attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then another 13 damage after that. It was
So what's the
17
total?
the first one, right?
I heard you say that.
17 and 13. Okay, so that's 30 total. Yeah.
30.
Ah!
Just barely.
So
Describe it
after
for
the
me.
like skewering through the body didn't work, I'm gonna do 2 attacks for the head. So I feel like the first one I go for it, it like reattaches. The second one I'm come on, and I go for it again.
Oh, yeah, it just keeps going back.
Finally, a worthy opponent.
Yes, it's
For
like,
my bloodlust.
Finally.
I will never die.
Great. Yeah, it's just cackling at you. And then Moss will basically try to rip apart the rug. There we go. Bear City.
Bear City, bitch.
Yeah, he starts tearing the rug apart, but just like he is a bear, but he still acts like a badger. So it's like it's like really weird to see an animal that big doing like
Probably
oh
scary.
god,
Yeah.
and like pieces of the rug are going flying.
It's like a
just
badger
ripping
that
it
acts like a
apart.
dog that looks like a bear that
Yeah,
kind of looks like
that
a
looks
bear.
like a
It's
bear.
the
Yeah,
world's
uh-huh.
largest
Yeah.
bear dog.
Badgers are like that though. Badgers are kind of foamy.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's like their thing.
Badgers are born with rabies.
Okay, cool.
right?
That's
Yeah.
they just come out the womb. With rabies. So Val, the ghost, you try to cut his head off a couple of times. Professor Tandavar will like basically he's going to try to make one more attack at you, and then he's going to try to run. So he will do the attack. Oh no, I guess a 13. So he's kind of grasping at you, and then he's going to try to flee. I will need you to make an opportunity attack. To
Did he
prevent
take
him
that
from
3
doing
damage?
so.
Yes.
He does take the 3 damage.
Ugh. It's
still alive.
24.
Give me that damage.
6.
Okay.
Really? Love it. So he like
Yeah.
went for me, and he's like.
He was trying to get you and like, but like try
Yeah.
to phase back through the door. To
So I
get
think
away,
as soon
and
as
then
I
you
saw
can-
him kind of trying to exit, I did like a big like amped up leap forward with Constance, and just right through the chest again.
Yeah, totally. The sword goes through
Yes.
the door outside, and we cut to Voosh on the other side of the door. As the sword
He's
comes
like about to unlock it.
next to it.
Right? Just like,
All right.
Unlock the door.
This
and
is
the
my
sword just-
moment. I'm about to save them all.
shing.
And it's this like, beautiful glimmering like holy sword like right there. And you pull it out, and the ghost just like there's kind of a horrifying wail, and then it just pops out of existence. The candelabrums drop. The rug like goes limp. And everything is
Awesome.
fine. But we still have Theo, who is unconscious. So Theo, go ahead and give me your saving throw, please.
And then Balmus too.
Oh,
Oh,
Balmus,
that's a
yeah.
fail.
Ooh.
I failed one.
Okay. Oh boy. So I haven't been rolling for Balmus, but I just rolled 2 of them, and he had 2 failures. So now we are in a position where, yeah, we have Jrmi, you're up next, but you can see Balmus is in deep trouble, and Theo is also in trouble. What do you want to do?
Easy.
Easy.
I'm gonna cure wounds, Balmus, and heal word. Theo.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Theo, do
Because she's
it.
a bard, and like
Great.
that's just how
They
it
are
happens.
both conscious. You can roll if you want. It's not gonna. I don't think anyone's gonna take any damage for the rest of this.
We'll
Hopefully.
When I
find
stand
out.
up, I strike
Um,
Balmus one more time.
Just smack him across the face.
I strike him.
How
make
dare
him
you?
Taste the lick of my flame.
All right. You need a
Lick
new
of my
phrase.
flame.
That's weird. Weird and too sexual.
Cool. So the door, as you come back to your senses, Theo, Balmus kind of like snaps awake, and the door opens from the outside, and Balmus like, falls backwards onto the floor, right? And gets knocked unconscious and fails a death save and dies.
Everybody's favorite is dead.
No, he's dead now. And you see Voosh is standing there, and there's like 4 or 5 other professors like behind him, and they're like armed and ready to go. And they kind of see Balmus and look over at you guys. Wow. And then I feel like we cut, and it's like a black cut, and then we come back up on the four of you guys. Moss turned back into himself. Everyone's healed. Everyone's standing back in the adjudication chamber. And Voosh is like there in his spot, but then all the other seats are filled by the other professors, right? And everybody's there.
Is Balmus with us, or is he up there?
And they're all. Balmus is not with you, but we will say that Balmus is like recuperating basically. And Voosh kind of taps his papers. Where were we? For consorting and making deals with monsters, you lose 50 points.
Boo.
For engaging a dragon substantially above your party level, you
Come on,
lose
that should
50
totally be a
points.
bonus. He was awesome, and we were awesome. Get a job persuasion.
Sure, yeah.
I got that one.
Probably leave it at what you said.
There's silence. One of the professors goes in the silence. That's it. For refusing to pull the rope until far too late, you lose
Jeez.
50 points.
That's
210.
Now, where does that put you,
Bullshit.
junior adventurers?
to Kate.
It's awful.
Jeremy's taking all of this because she's.
Do
like,
you say that?
That sounds terrible. I hate it. Boo. Inaccurate.
So where does that put you,
210.
Junior Adventurers League?
Stupid.
210.
Ridiculous. Hate it.
But we're not finished yet. We've done the demerits, but we have not done the accommodations.
Accommodations.
To Theodûir
What do you...
of House Thomel for resisting petrification from inside a petrification. You receive 50 points.
That's right, I did do that. I didn't tell any of you. But I did do that.
To Valqwyn Crizera for making a personal sacrifice and converting to the faith of a new god.
I did do that. I did.
To save her friends,
Did you do that?
I did.
you receive 50 points. To Prisca Morena for telling
We all laugh when he says
entire
that.
truth and omitting nothing. 50 points.
Yeah.
I did do that. And to Harry Potter.
House Gryffindor.
To Moss. Oh, I forget his house name. It's not Gruff Drunk, but it's something like that. I forget now.
It's
I'll
yeah,
do my
something like
research.
that.
Oh no.
Moss the Badger.
To Moss, who was
lag!
Sorry.
To Moss, who was a badger.
Yeah.
You guys still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is happening today?
It knows.
The internet hates
Supposed
us.
to be the last cool episode. To Moss, for staunchless bravery in the face of overwhelming odds, 10 points.
Oh.
And lastly, for defeating an arch-lich in combat. He kind of looks around. Several other professors kind of nod. 100 points.
Correct.
Now, where does that put your
470.
470? Why? Unless I'm very much mistaken. He kind of looks around. There's some chuckling. I think you're due to graduate.
We did it.
Great. There's kind of a like a rocket's applause, and all the professors start clapping. Mortarboard's going in the air. Everyone gets really excited. Great. Yeah. What do you guys do? What's your reaction to this?
Oh, Val
one?
definitely just like, yeah.
Yeah. You start doing the victory lap.
Yes.
Right. Rose petals are
running
coming down
around.
around you. Like. Yeah. That's great. What about Theo and Jrmi?
I don't know.
I feel like I probably smile a little bit, but like I'm just like, what was the fucking point, man?
Just what was the point? Just sit down. Just like, okay.
So we got like a
I,
bunch of like points and like Jeremy's like having this emotional like struggle. Like, okay,
She's like, but we're damaged forever
like,
now.
cool.
I want to
Okay.
know.
What are you
She's
doing?
excited,
Theodûir?
but also like,
What was the total again? The
470.
And is 500
470.
perfect?
It depends on how many party members you
Okay.
have. You guys only had 3 people. or 3.5 people, so you're like well above and beyond, right? But if you go in with like 5 people, then you have to get at least 500,
gotcha.
right? It's like 100 per party member.
Gotcha.
You guys
So we
had
killed
3.5. So
We crushed it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
you crushed it. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, Theo's freaking out a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm probably screaming at Jrmi. Jrmi, we did it!
He just loses
Your brother
his
doesn't
shit.
have shit on us now! Jrmi, we did it, Jrmi! It's like the...
Jeremy's like having this
You know,
existential
in Rick and
crisis.
Morty, like when
While
Rick's
Theo's
like going
screaming in her
crazy
face.
on Morty, like
Okay.
Just spit coming out of your mouth,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's ridiculous. Great. So what I wanted to do then to wrap up was I wanted to do like a sort of fiasco style montage of you guys each get like one of you each get 3 little scenes. Like, what does the next couple of days look like for you guys? Like, are there any little things you wanted to tie off? Any other little ideas, right? There's the graduation ceremony, which we can do like one scene each, but just like go through like in the final like end of the 80s movie montage, like, oh, Bluto became a senator or whatever, right? Like in that sequence, what scenes are we seeing of the 3 of you guys to kind of wrap up the graduation and things like that? Does that make sense?
Well, Val definitely sent a message to the Crimson Raiders. I think was the
Crimson
So she
Raiders,
sent a
yeah.
message to her dad and all of them, just like this huge, like big, like come celebrate with me. We killed it. We're so awesome. Come celebrate at graduation.
Yeah, great. So maybe the scene then is like your father like getting the letter, right, and like freaking out and like going around and like telling other people, and they're kind of like, okay, yeah, great. He's like really excited, like look at my daughter, and like getting really into it. But yeah, there's presumably some sort of a big graduation ceremony where everyone's families are involved. I imagine it's very classic like high school movie, right? Like there's the walkout and you got the fantasy
robes
version
and-
of the motorboard and things like that. The robes for sure. So cool. We have one scene of Val's parents. Jrmi, what does one of your scenes look like? Give us one of your montage
I
scenes.
feel like I'm still like having this weird like is this what adventuring? Because again, like consequences was never.
I just want to be a
that's what she
baker now.
learned was like, oh god, crap. So I'm probably like, I imagine a scene where I'm like sitting on a dock and like maybe I have a conversation with Odo or something because like he's always very like on third circle. So I feel like maybe it'd be nice if he like was just a little more normal for a minute.
Yeah, I think the shot is like maybe the dock and you can see this beautiful lake and there's like a castle in the back,
Yes.
right? Like it's just wonderful. Yeah, there's a bunch of ducks go up off the lake. And you have like next to you is your little unicorn plush. that you carry
Yes.
everywhere, right? And then it's that shot for a while. We think, oh, this is a good shot, and then we see like Odo like walk past camera. It's all silhouette, and he like sits down next to you
in full armor.
kind of like. Oh, full armor, but there's no sound. It's like over, Don't You Forget About Me or whatever the song is in the end, right? And we see Jrmi kind of look at him. We see Odo look over, and they start to talk, and he like puts his hand on your shoulder, right? You guys like have a
I need
little
like
heart-to-heart
reassurance that
conversation.
adventuring is gonna be okay.
Yeah, perfect. What do you think? Theo? What's
I
one
would
of your scenes?
imagine he wants to get some kind of approval from his dad because he graduated from the school.
Right.
I don't know if that happens or not. But
Stupid
yeah,
sisters.
I would imagine it'd be some kind of scene at home where he doesn't like. I mean, he doesn't like go looking for it, but he's like around his father, and he's like I just
Maybe it's like you come home, like you have your bags and stuff, right? And you're in like the big like a mausoleum style like entrance to your house.
like everyone knows what happened,
you can
but like there's no. I don't announce it. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm home. Like here I am. Like.
Right, and you're
Yeah.
standing there. Your sisters are like up on a balcony, kind of looking down at you, and there's like these big doors in the front, and they kind of open, and your father is there, and you have this like clutch of terror, and he walks across the marble stone, and he comes over and he looks at you, and he just like grabs you in this hug and holds you, and like the camera like goes from Theo's face up to Controldear's face, and you see like one little tear come down his eye. Yeah, I feel like that's gotta be
Cute.
the scene. Great. What else you got, Val? You got any more montage scenes?
I mean, just the celebration with all the raiders after, and then I think it's off in the like distance. There's a really sexy drow ranger that appears out of nowhere.
Yes. Perfect. So you're at the party and you're drinking, and like there's all these tents.
Yes.
And everyone's like, ah! Like they've made a camp like outside the school, right? And it's
Yeah,
like
it's so
really
raucous.
rowdy, and the school had to be like, do not attend that party. Like,
We do
And
not
he's
endorse
caught
this
at this party.
party.
And it's us four in the middle,
exactly.
just like, woo!
Yeah, it's crazy. And the camera kind of pans across, and we see like on a hill, like with the cloak up, right, and his like bow. There's just like silhouetted like this dark figure, and you kind of like drink, and then like look over and see him, right, and then that's that scene. That's beautiful. What else you got, Jrmi?
I think it's maybe me starting to look into more like curing wound type, like doing research on healing and everything.
Yeah.
Start to like
Okay.
lean into that.
It's like, I
Probably.
can save them all.
The college movie equivalent would be like you sending in an application from
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
year. Right? It's like you're looking at paperwork and like, yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, exactly. Maybe you're thinking about taking a level in cleric
Yeah,
or something like that,
something.
right? To get that extra healing. Yeah, that's cool. What about you, Theo? What else you got?
There could be a scene where he like has to let Reg Malford go because he doesn't need him as a roommate anymore.
He doesn't need him anymore.
But maybe like
Okay, this is not what the scene is, but I love the idea. It's like a dog, like, get out of here, Reg Malford, like throwing rocks at him. He's like,
No, but he's still like the
I
house
think, like-
butler, so it's like, okay, I'm
I
just
think
not
it
at
is
your
like
school anymore.
you think he is letting him go, but then Theo has like a change
Right.
of heart and is like he can like work at the house or something.
He
like
can
that.
work.
He can.
at-
I allow
He
it.
can work at the house.
I allow him to work at the house. But yeah, but what's his like new position? He can't be your like guardian anymore, right? Because now you're an adult, basically.
Yeah, he's my
in this
slave
world.
now, I guess.
Like-
like right?
It's this emotional scene like putting
No,
shadows.
I'm just kidding.
Right,
No,
right.
no. I mean, he could just be like a butler now or something
Yeah.
like that.
And your
Yeah,
friend.
right. He doesn't have
No,
to.
no. He's the help.
He's the help.
Yeah.
That saves you a lot.
Yeah, that's great. I think you guys have that scene, and we don't hear any
Yeah.
dialogue, so it's like you sort of talking, and he kind of like
Right.
shrugs his shoulders and looks a little sad, like he's gonna leave, and he turns back and he kind of like reaches, and he pulls a gold piece out from behind your ear, right, and then sort of twirls it and starts to walk away,
You see
and then maybe we see this expression on.
Or you see like
No, go
you
ahead.
see like just the words Reg Malford.
Yeah, and he stops. He has his hand on the door. He stops, and he turns back, right. And you got to him like in like butler's livery, like working at your
God.
house.
Hey,
right?
pull up
Like,
the
now he's-
uniform.
Yeah.
I'm holding it already.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, just
You had to
kidding.
pull this prank on him though.
Yeah,
because you're
I had to
sadistically-
fire him, and then now I yeah.
But I'm gonna rehire you.
You can't promote him because
Yeah, it's like, you're fired as my guardian. I never want to see you wearing that again. And he's like, oh, God, because I want to see you wearing
Reg
this.
Malford.
Right, like,
This is your new costume.
And it actually fits because the other one was super small, but this
Yeah.
one's actually the right
And I
size.
probably made it.
perfectly tailored.
Theo probably
Yeah.
like
this poor man. He's so
Yeah.
overqualified.
He's just like ripped.
just I imagine it's
Ridiculous.
like
The
Matt
economy's
Damon.
hard.
Like he's like, but like as far as like not Matt Damon, but just like this phenomenal actor. You know what I mean? Just like someone who's
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
uh-huh.
so
So
overqualified.
Way
like,
Yeah.
above
like,
and
yeah.
beyond. Yeah, right. That they
As the
cast him
butler.
as part.
God.
It's Dwayne Johnson is your butler.
I do imagine kind of a like a Brock
Yeah,
Sampson.
there's a couple
kind
of characters in this campaign that are Dwayne Johnson.
He's
'cause
in
Space Monolith is
everything
right.
anyway,
Space Monolith
so
is-
why
yeah,
not? He
yeah,
can be
yeah.
four different characters.
It could be Patrick
Yeah.
Brock
Tom
Sampson.
Patrick Warburton.
Warburton.
Patrick Warburton, so I always
Oh
imagine.
my
Yeah.
God,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Yeah, right. Like, oh God, okay.
Yes.
That's who I kind of.
Weird, please. No one can do an impression of Patrick
He
Warburton.
has
It's
too
literally
unique of a
impossible.
voice.
It's tough.
I've never
It's
heard
too
anyone
unique.
do a
Yeah.
good one. Valqwyn, you got one more scene. What's the last scene we see on Valqwyn? I mean, obviously we implied Veldon. I don't know if you want to.
Oh, I think that's like a
What do you
gorgeous slow-mo move of me walking up the mountain and us just like meeting at the top in silhouette.
Yeah, and but then it's got to be like you lean
Yes,
into the
but it
kiss,
cuts,
right?
like, right before.
And then we
Yes,
cut right before we
exactly.
steal it.
Inappropriate.
Yes. That's your whole character has been
Because
building up
they
to
still
that
haven't
moment,
kissed.
right? Yeah, and so we still don't see it.
So it still
It's
hasn't
perfect.
happened.
But
But it's beautiful and
Technically
romantic and
hasn't
silhouetted. And this huge party going on
Yeah,
at the bottom of the hill.
yeah, you see a small explosion.
Fireworks start going off.
It's your turn, Jrmi. What's your last scene?
Fuck. Maybe it's just me. I'm like 12. I can't go to your weird rager.
You can if you want to.
Sure, you can.
I guess
felt
maybe
like
I
it
just
was
like
really
finally
about
like show up And I'm like ready to celebrate at this point. I'm like, okay, I feel okay about the things that happened. I'm proud of us, and I'm gonna go party now. So like, I maybe show up and like,
Everybody gets excited and goes, Jrmi!
I'm on a lot of shoulders.
Yeah.
And I start to have fun finally.
Yes.
With the person.
You have your
I
like,
like that.
candy pinata and you're just like partying with it.
Shaking candy everywhere. Yeah.
Ridiculous. What about the last scene for Theo? Because I had a hit, but I want to hear yours.
Let's hear yours, because I don't know if mine is.
Well, we haven't talked about your mom. Your mom
Sure.
hasn't showed up.
That
yet,
makes sense.
right?
Yeah.
But what
well,
was
it
your
was
thought?
something like
we can
sinister
maybe
and
blend
kind
them.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that though.
He
too.
opens the
That's really
Necronomicon
good.
and
What's
just
that
like,
one? There is that evil book. Yeah.
Well, he had
What are you
that
thinking?
really powerful potion, or not potion, but scroll.
Oh, the scroll.
was,
yes, that's a much better hit.
What was the?
Yep.
What was it again?
The wish.
Wish,
Yeah.
I don't know if he doesn't do
the most
anything
powerful
with
spell
it,
in
but
the
there's
game.
something ominous about him like having that in his
You just-
possession.
And
Like
it just
on-
says wish
Yeah,
on top.
and like
He
kind of
goes,
just studying it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like it's like nights, like the parties are all over, right? Like everyone has gone home, and you're in your room with like the
Yeah.
one candle, and we see you take out the scroll case and pop the scroll
Right.
case open. You pull it out. And
The music's fine.
we see the
and then
word
it
like
goes,
wish at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see Theodûir's face like lit by the candle, right? Looking at it.
Yeah.
We don't know. Like we don't know. Is
We
it
don't
sinister?
know.
Is it
Yeah.
not? Like we're not.
It's always been on the line with him.
But yeah.
Great. So then the end. So then it's the rest of the credits, and then the end credits scene is like a tranquil forest, and we see like mountains in the background and all these like big tall trees, and the camera kind of pans across it, and you see a sort of a burrow underneath a tree, and then you see like a face stick its like head out of the burrow, and it's a badger face, kind of, and then it starts to like scuttle out a little bit, and you see that it's wearing a tiny hat. And he goes off into the brush, and that's the end, right? And, like he's just happier as a
That's how it
badger.
is.
It's just all he ever
He
really
can do
wanted
it.
to be
He
was a
can go
badger.
back, but
You can
Yeah.
always
He can
go
do it,
back.
yeah, but he just prefers to be a badger. Guys, that's Junior Adventures.
Okay.
Wow. We want
quite
to just
a
give a
ride.
big thanks to everybody who
Yes.
watched this far. Unless you just watched this episode, in which case
kinda
what's
weird.
wrong
What are
with
you
you?
doing?
You weirdo. Like, you don't understand any of these
last
characters. I only watched the last
Yeah, I feel like I
episodes
know
of-
what was
of,
going
TV
on.
shows, the last 10 minutes of every
I don't like
movie.
most things I
Um,
see. I don't know why.
So,
It's just
everything's
weird.
I
very
like to
confusing.
ruin every experience I try to walk into.
I read the last page of the book before I read the first page of the book. But yeah, thanks to all of our patrons. Thanks to Michael Bauman, Chat Owner
Yes.
specifically, for being so generous with his
Correct.
donations. This is not the last you'll hear of the Junior Adventurers League. We have some plans, but this was the end of the regular campaign. Episode 36, Dig Your Grade, was the title I wanted to come up with.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's
Wow.
what I'm going to miss most.
Coming
I
up
think.
with
Not
the titles.
playing
Not getting to
coming
hang
up
out
with
with all
the
of
stupid
us. Like,
punny
whatever.
bullshit titles. That's my favorite.
I'm digging
Dig
my
your
grade.
Yeah, right, man. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll be back soon with some new content. It's very exciting. But in the meantime, when you go out there in the world, obviously I think it's very important that we all keep in our hearts the motto of the Junior Adventurers
Even though we're
League.
done.
Even though we're all
never
done.
done.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Party above all.
That was the worst.
Ready?
Oh, you got it?
I'm not
I'll
going
do
to
it.
count because I
Go,
just get
go.
mocked
Ready?
for counting. You do it.
1, 2, 3.
Party
Party above
above
Party
all.
above all.
We'll see you never.
Perfect.
Best.
10 out of 10.
Best.
See you next
Bye,
time.
guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Woo, woo, woo.